everyone, welcome back to the House of Yoga podcast by Yama Yoga. My name is Kavi. I am your host and founder. For today's episode, we're back with a solo episode, and I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. And hopefully with this, you can just get to know me a little bit more behind just being a yoga teacher. So every episode, as you know, starts with a meditation. So we're going to start, if you're ready to, let's meditate together. So you can bring your hands to your heart center, into Namaste. And if you are on the go, maybe you can just imagine this form of your hands. It's a very beautiful mudra that we make. It's called Anjali Mudra, where we're uniting the left side and the right side of our body. So every energy is coming together. And it's also a very humble, beautiful position, which we do when we bow down to be grateful for things, whether it's to God, higher power, or to somebody else, acknowledging the divinity in them. So let's just feel our hands coming together. And you can relax your body. No need to hold in any tension. And you can start to witness your breath, which is occurring naturally, without any control. Your body, your home, is keeping you alive. Feel this process happening of your breath. Let's see if we can extend the exhales. We're going to do 3 breaths. So inhale. Super slow exhale through the nose. Inhaling through the nose. And super slowly exhaling. One more time, inhale. And slowly exhale. Observe how you are feeling. Notice how your body is feeling physically, mentally, energetically, spiritually. And set an intention for your day, or maybe your evening, whenever you're listening to this. Intentions could be to slow down, to breathe a little bit deeper, to receive whatever it is that you'd like to receive today. Set your intention that feels good for you. Maybe you're listening before you're sleeping and you would like to set the intention of having a really restorative night of sleep. And repeat your intention 3 times over in your head. And then take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Rub your palms together gently, creating some warmth. Press them over your eyes, hold your eyes. Bow down into your palms. And bring your hands together, bow down to yourself, feeling grateful for your body, for carrying you. And realizing that you are not separate. You are one, your body and your mind, and you are also one with the world. We are all just extensions of each other. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in that meditation. Anyways, so today's episode Firstly, I'm looking very, very comfortable, which is by choice because I am a comfy girly through and through. I hate wearing jeans and anything tight. This fit is from Yama Yoga. You guys know I love them. I wear them pretty much all the time because I'm also teaching very often, and this is just perfect. It's also really nice to travel with, and anyone who's tried their products, which a lot of you guys have now, you'll know how soft these are. So glad I can be sitting here in joggers today, wearing their clothes. So as you know, I asked a bunch of you on Instagram to ask me some questions for today's episode. So I'm going to be reading them out. I have the questions on my phone. First question, we're diving very deep. What do you want people to remember you by /as? So I feel like I want to be remembered for the way that I treat people and how they feel around me, which I hope is they feel loved, they feel that they can love themselves more, they can love other beings more, animals, nature, everything included. I hope that that is something that people remember when they think about me. And that is, of course, yoga related, but it's encompassed in everything. For the next question, how do you want to make an impact in this world and why? Again, I think it's very similar to the first question, but I would like to make an impact that people become more compassionate towards themselves. I think that is something that I'm trying to do with teaching yoga. Of course, you can regulate, you can get stronger, you can become more flexible, but I really want that self-compassion to be there. So I hope that that is something that I can spread on whatever scale it can be. Why? Because I feel that people are really hard on themselves, and yeah, as much love as I can give and share, I'd be really happy to do that whilst I am here. Question. I need to start your yoga. Can you help me? Of course. If you don't know, I have a Calendly page, which is a page where you can book a free consultation call with me for 15 minutes. And with that, we can just discuss exactly what you're looking for in your yoga practice and how I can best help you if I am the right teacher for you as well, because it's not always compatible, and that's absolutely fine, but I will redirect you to someone else who is the right fit for you. But I hope to teach you, so you can definitely book a call with me. I'll have the link in the description box as well. Have you ever experienced unconditional, safe, secure love from a male energy? This is a very interesting question, and I would say yes, to some degree. Of course, I have my family who I really, really deeply love, and I know that love is unconditional. I haven't really felt it from a romantic source for a long period of time, for an extended period of time. But I do feel that with some of my guy friends, Ollie, if you're listening, and Neil, the one asking this question, I do feel that secure, unconditional love with you guys, and really feel grateful to receive that and to give it back, hopefully, as well. Next question, favorite flower or plant? Okay, I am not really a plant mum. Maybe I can look after a cactus at most. But flowers, I love ones that smell good. So I love lavender, I love tulip roses and orchids. What plans for New Year's yoga? So for teaching, Yeva and I, a friend of mine who's also a yoga teacher, we want to teach 108 sun salutations or host a space to do that. So that's definitely going to be happening. Hopefully, I'm going to have a check-in with all of my existing clients and see what they want to focus on for this year ahead, and sign some new clients, whoever is interested in learning from me going forward, which, by the way, you can learn from me online or in person in Mumbai. And I do some workshops in London as well. As for myself, for my yoga practice, I really want to dive a little bit deeper into Sanskrit. So learning more asana names in Sanskrit, because I do know some, but I don't know all of them. And yeah, just continuing to show up. For me, yoga, the physical practice, has also really been complementing my gym journey. So I've been loving going to the gym lately. So I want to keep consistent with both those things because I really think they complement each other. And I honestly feel that going to the gym is a form of meditation as well. It's a time where I'm very, very present. And I think overall that's what yoga, or one meaning of yoga, is to me. Why is there a bracket around the A in House of Yoga? Okay, so if you didn't know, the full name of yoga is actually yog. I wanted to address this specifically in an episode. So yog is the full Sanskrit name. The West have added the A around it. And it's also pranayam, it's also asan. These things have just had an A added because it's easier in the English language. But I thought that having it as a name, people would be like House of Yog, like yoga in the West. So that wouldn't make sense if you didn't know what it means already. So that's why the bracket is there. Keys to being a cool kid. Dude, I don't know. You're going to have to tell me that. I wouldn't say I'm a cool kid. I say I'm a brave kid, a fun kid. I don't know if I'm a cool kid. You're going to have to tell me. Has yoga become too mainstream? Is there too much focus on hatha? I would say no. I don't even think there is so much of a focus on hatha. I feel people are kind of steering away from that and going into more dynamic practices or flow practices. There's so many names for it now. Hatha is an amazing, amazing practice because the repetitive movements really help your flexibility, mobility, and strength, right? So I think that's kind of overlooked nowadays, that specific form of yoga. And I do think it's become mainstream in a sense. And the only sense I would say is that a lot of people are doing their yoga teacher trainings. However, mainstream is usually kind of a bad word. I don't think this is a bad thing at all. I feel like people are becoming more and more conscious, and that's a beautiful thing. They want to learn about themselves more, and they want to learn about the practice of yoga, which has come from many, many years. So I think it's a really beautiful thing. I just hope that everyone who's learning is learning in an authentic way, and that the practice is still being honored for what it truly is. How do you keep calm in a city that never calms down? And why Bombay over Europe? So I feel like having yoga as the base really helps me to stay calm. But don't get me wrong, there are days and moments where I get overwhelmed as well. My friends will know this. Having yoga as the foundation and having my gym practice, they are really helping me to be strong and to be calm. And I'm also reading The Power of Now, which that book is really helping me to stay present and grounded. And also having good friends, family, of course, that really helps me to stay calm. I would say I'm very selective about the people and the places that I go to. I'm quite sensitive in general, but to energy. So if something doesn't feel right, I can very easily walk away from things that don't serve me. So I think yoga has given me that fine-tuned awareness and that fine-tuned intuition to seeing when something is good for me or not. Sometimes it takes longer, but it's still definitely there. And why Bombay over Europe? So I feel like Mumbai has so much to offer in terms of work, creativity, but there's also a warmth to the city in terms of the people. Yes, we are all kind of doing our own thing, but people still really value coming together. And I also really love the spontaneity that this city offers. You can meet up with someone on the day and you have a plan, but you end up doing something entirely different, and then you're here, there, everywhere. It's so much fun. But also you can actually meet up with someone on the day. Whereas I feel like in Europe, you really have to plan so much. It has to be so organized, and I don't really like that way of living. So yeah, I also love being warm, and I also love living in India. I am Indian in origin, so being here is really special to me in many different ways. I'm learning Hindi, and I'm just enjoying that process as well. So yeah, that's why Bombay over Europe. Where do you see yourself after Mumbai? I don't know yet. I always have known that it's going to be somewhere by the sea facing, and it's going to be a sea that I can swim in. I don't know where in the world that is right now. Maybe it is in India. Maybe it's in Latin America because I love Spanish. But I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I feel like it will come to me where I'm meant to be serving yoga. But for this moment, it's Mumbai. And I'm not sure. I feel like that might be for a long time, but I'm not sure. If you were not a yoga teacher, what could you see yourself doing in life career-wise? So I really like being creative. I feel like I'd love to be behind the camera, kind of creating things in a way, maybe assistant directing. I've done a bit of that before and really enjoyed it. I also love kids, so maybe teaching in a school. And other than that, I've always wanted to train to be a DJ. Completely different to this yoga life, because that requires kind of being up all night. But maybe if I hadn't had this yoga in my life so largely, maybe I'd be a DJ in the night and be loving that. One thing you would like to let go of in 2025, and one thing you would like to acquire in 2026. I think let go of worrying and overthinking and going into a spiral. I feel this book has really massively impacted the way I think. And it's allowing me to be more present and really focus on what is in front of me right now. That's not to say I don't plan things, but I don't think I worry and spiral as much. So I'd like to keep that and stay more calm with that. One thing I'd like to acquire, I'm not sure. I would like to acquire an experience in my yoga career, which I actually don't want to mention just yet, but when it happens, you'll surely come to know about it. What about you? For all of these questions, I hope you guys are answering as well. I would love to hear your answers. So you can send me a DM or just let me know in the comments. Best concert you have ever been to? I loved seeing Ed Sheeran when I was 15. That was a really nice experience. I really enjoyed EP8 because we didn't have tickets. So that was a really fun experience. And it was my first concert in Mumbai, so I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really love his music. And otherwise, this year I got to see Janvi Harrison. I wouldn't say that's a concert as such. It's devotional mantra music, and that was stunning. That was so, so beautiful. I feel deeply moved by her, and just the presence in the room. I loved it. It was so beautiful. I would fly to go see her wherever that happens again. Are you closer to your mum or your dad, and why? Dad, I love you, but I'm closer to my mum just because she's a girl as well. I feel like we understand each other on a different level, and we're very, very close since always. And yeah, I do love my dad, and our relationship is also different and valuable. But yeah, sorry. I know you're watching this too. Love you both. Let's go deep. Biggest insecurity growing up, and have you overcome it? So when I thought about this question before, my answer was a physical thing, and that would be my skin. So I have grown up with eczema, which is an itchy skin condition rooted from your autoimmune system. And it's gotten way better. There were times where it was very bad, to the point where I didn't want to go outside. I'd wear clothes that would completely cover my skin, and I couldn't even move sometimes because my skin would be so raw and so bloody. It was really uncomfortable. It's gotten better. I'm kind of going for a flare-up right now, so my skin is dry and itchier than usual. But I don't think I have the judgment that I used to have around myself and my skin. I think I accept it, and I know how to work with it. And yeah, I have a lot of love for myself and the body that I've been blessed with. So yeah, but there's always days where you feel, slightly more, not insecure, I would say, for me, but wishing it would be slightly different. That's definitely there. And in terms of insecurity, maybe in personality, I would say being funny. I would love to be more funny, but I don't think I am, and that's fine. At least a few people find me funny, and I find myself funny, so that's fine. It's becoming less of an insecurity as well. Do you see yourself being a career-oriented woman your entire life? I think it's interesting that you asked that, because I wouldn't say I'm completely career oriented right now. But I do love working, and I do love creating. And if it's continues around things that I love, then yeah. But I really would love to be a mother one day. And I feel like for the transformative years of their lives, like I think all of their lives are important, but particularly like from 0 to 10, I'd really love to give my all and really be as present as I can be in their lives, just like my mum was. So yeah, but career is always important, and especially if it's something that you love doing, then why not? And what is the best meal you can cook, and when are you making it for me? Well, first of all, come back, and for sure I can cook for you. Best meal I can cook. I like to cook. I really like to cook. I love to bake, which is convenient for you watching because I know you have a sweet tooth. But I make a really good gnocchi. It's with sage, lemon, and garlic butter. That is just phenomenal. I really love making everything from scratch. So fresh gnocchi with the potato. I can make a really good Turkish manta, a vegetarian version of that. So yeah, basically kind of pasta dishes in their own format, or dumpling dishes. They're good. I can make Indian food. Wouldn't vouch for it at this point, but it's getting better as well. What are you making for me though? What is the best thing that you can cook? I'd love to know. Proudest moment in the last 10 years. I would say starting this podcast is definitely one of them. It's really something I wanted to do. But honestly, if you told me 10 years ago that I'd be living in Mumbai on my own, I don't think I would have believed you. So I think that is amazing. And I think just the fact that I've gone for everything that I've ever dreamt of and really wanted to happen, I've always made them happen. I do feel proud of myself. Yeah, and the way that I've got to spread yoga and devoted my time to it and my life to it, not kind of going down any other career path because I know that this is really what I want to do. I think I'm proud of that as well. Yeah. And this is the last question. What are your long-term goals for life? I want to rephrase that question. I know you asked the question, but I'm going to change the question. What would you do if you had one more year to live? Let's say this is the last year to live. I would say I want to teach on a yoga teacher training. And if it was really my last year, I would love to have kids, experience being pregnant and have children because I really love children and I'd love to be a mother. Yeah. And if it was my last year, I would also love to go to Latin America, speak as much Spanish as I can, and dance as much salsa and bachata as I can. So yes, those are the questions. Thank you guys so much for answering such beautiful questions. It was really fun to just come and speak to you in a more casual format, and I hope you got to understand who your host is a little bit more and your yoga teacher. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in my DM or in the comments. And yeah, I'm going to see you next week for another guest episode. Remember that we have episodes every Thursday on YouTube and Spotify. And if you're enjoying the show, I'd love you to support it in whichever way you can. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll just close with a short gratitude meditation so you can bring your hands together into Namaste again. Relax your body. And just take a breath. Breathing in through your nose. And breathing out slowly from the mouth this time. Observing how you feel. And maybe you can take some time out of your day to journal or think about these questions and answer them yourselves. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on the House of Yoga podcast. I hope to see you again next week. Namaste.